I'm joined now by Professor Richard Allen. He is a climate scientist at the University of Reading and joins me from Reading in England. I think we're having a little bit of trouble just connecting to him. Do give us one moment for it, because it's definitely the topic that everybody is talking about, and particularly preparing, I believe, for Monday and Tuesday next week in the UK in particular. Professor, very good to have you with us. I suppose the main question people will be asking is, like, why is it happening, and why are we getting to these temperatures of 40 degrees, for example, which could potentially happen next Monday, Tuesday?
That's right. I mean, we will have heat waves every few years, but these heat waves are being made more severe by climate change, by the fact that humans are emitting vast quantities of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. That's heating the atmosphere and ground, it's drying out soils, and it's making these heat waves even more severe.
So with something like that, I'm talking about the UK, but also across Europe, what is it that people should be thinking about? I know there is those, the plans of net zero that we've been talking about, of course, a lot of people working towards 2030, for example. But is there adaptation that should be happening when people live through these heat waves?
Yeah, so, I mean, we've got to mitigate climate change by cutting greenhouse gases towards net zero, as you mentioned. We also must adapt to climate change, and that involves changing the way we live our lives, changing the way industry works, the way commerce works. So we're all tuned into the climate that we've known, but we're moving into a climate beyond what is known. So we've got to adapt our behaviour.
And what would that look like, that preparation or adaptation for heat waves, if we know that in years to come we could be living through temperatures like this quite regularly?
Well, I mean, it's about considering how to look after the vulnerable, how to keep your homes cool, but in the longer term, how to adapt buildings so that they are better suited to the warmer climate. And it's not just the warmer climate we've heard in your reports. There's drought in northern Italy. There are wildfires because of the hot, dry, windy conditions. It needs taking action to prepare against, avoiding these events occurring. But also, the fact is that we're seeing these intense rainfall events as well. Although it's extremely dry in Western Europe, this moisture is being sucked up by a more thirsty atmosphere and dumped elsewhere, where we're getting intense rain and flooding, like we saw last year in Germany, for example.
Yeah, so it's not just the heat, it's just extreme weather events. Professor Richard Allen, thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the BBC.